People are not buying your offer, they're buying your certainty. And this goes levels deep, because this has to do with the nervous system. This has to do with your baseline energetics. This has to do with even the slightest move in your facial expressions when you are on a call with someone, on a closing call with someone, even when you're just having a general conversation, right? When you can read body language and patterns in human behavior, you can actually get information and communicate with people before they even know that there's a communication even happening in the first place. Because a lot of times people think that communication is when you're moving your mouth, but the communications are happening in the body language, in the little facial gestures that you make when somebody says something and you don't agree and you flinch, or you say the price of your offer and your eyebrow raises a little bit. When people don't even have to pay attention, to be honest, because people pick up on patterns. We are creatures of patterns. So when people pick up on patterns, or maybe somebody had a certain facial thing that they did and they connected it to a certain trauma, when you can pick up on these things and you have multiple people that facial feature reacts a certain way when you say a certain thing, you will subconsciously pick up on that pattern, and you will know how to respond, or how to use different language, or how to bring energy into a conversation in a way that you know will work in your favor, because you've read the pattern of the person before they even came up to you. You read it from across the room when they were having a conversation with someone else. And obviously this folds over into every single area of your life. Relationships, like sell or be sold, literally. And the people that pick up on patterns are the ones who sell with the highest closing rate. And I'm not saying sell an offer. It's sell whatever you want. Get whatever outcome you want, because you are paying attention and you're reacting from a data-driven perspective, because you're reacting based off of patterns, not just word vomiting or like reaction vomiting. Because once you become aware of these things, you become very aware of how you are moving your body and what information you are giving. And even experiencing this myself, it's very tough, because you become so self-aware of all of these little mannerisms that you do, and it almost becomes a crutch, because you don't allow yourself to just move through the world freely. Before we get off track, because I know that we're talking about offers here, right? And making money and all this stuff. People are not actually buying the offer, okay? They are buying the level of certainty that you can bring them. What results can you actually get to them, right? And you and I, we can sell the exact same offer, and I can sell it for $10,000 more than you do, because I guarantee the result of my customer through the energy and through the way that I actually approach how I want to resolve this problem for the customer. What I see happen is most people, they chase the money and they don't actually chase stability within themselves. The ability to hold, oh my God, there's 2 butterflies. The ability to hold courageous energy for both the results that you're going to bring to this business relationship and the results that you can get for them. Most people, they get stuck in the, okay, I want to see how much money I can make. So let's say they sell like a lower ticket offer, maybe like $1,000 offer. Okay, you're selling $1,000 offer and you're just trying to sell it to as many people as possible. You just have a bunch of closing people on the call. To get to 50K, you would have to sell 50 of those offers a month. But if I can go to one high-paying client that I know needs my services, and I can dedicate my time and my energy to that client, I'll just charge that client $50,000 a month. And I can show up for that client so much more courageous, with so much more authenticity, and I know that I will be able to get that client's results, because it doesn't need to go through an entire team of people before it actually arrives to the result of the client. So when I get on that call to close that client, I am going to be a lot more certain that I'm able to show up and provide that result for that client. And that client will know that I'm operating from a place of authenticity because of all the work that I have done to get up to this point. But if you're trying to sell $1,000 product just to rip a bunch of money from a bunch of people, and then you have a team of people that are working with all your clients, and then it's like super disconnected, this is how people end up with a product that they really like and they feel so aligned with their mission. And then somewhere along the line, they're like, oh, I don't really feel aligned anymore. Like, what the heck happened? It's because you got so disconnected and you almost started devaluing yourself, or like charging less for your product instead of charging more for your product because your experience is more. And I see that happen a lot. Like, people will lower the price of their product because, oh, well, there's just like better products in the space, or, oh, there's just more information now, or, but like you forgot that the point is people are buying you. And this is why, like, marketing, a lot of these really big brands, marketing and selling on a TV with like an ad, it doesn't work anymore. The best products that sell, or like the best launches that happen because people are bought into the person that's launching them, right? Like Alex Earl, for example. People, obviously, her product line, I don't even know what it's called, was very strategic, because I saw like a post where she was showing throughout the last couple years how she had been putting her product in front of her audience, and now she has proof that she's been using it this whole time. And so she's kind of created a storyline for her audience, and now her audience not only is already bought into her, but they're now buying into this additional storyline that she obviously pre-planned. But the launch went so much better because of the relationship that Alex Earl's audience has with Alex Earl. So now other companies will go to Alex Earl and be like, hey, we will pay you a premium amount literally just because of who you are. And that's the whole point. A lot of people, obviously, they start with selling other people's products and they have their own products. But when you actually build a brand, a lot of people are like, oh, these influencers, like there's a difference between being an influencer and actually having an influential brand. And that's something that I had to realize myself, was that, okay, am I an influencer or am I actually a person of influence? Because when you become a person of influence, people will pay you for simply for who you are, because you had the courage. And I say you had the courage because really it's just the courage of you becoming more of who you are, because at the end of the day, you will burn out if you do not have the courage to just be yourself and build an authentic brand, especially moving into the time that we're moving into now. Nobody wants to see pretty perfect, because we all understand that it's just not real, and everybody's getting really, really tired of looking at all of these pretty perfect things. So to be authentic and to have those really weird quirks, and I'm not saying not to be artistic and not to be aesthetic. Like, I think that there is an art form in obviously creating art and making things look beautiful. But if you try to create an authentic brand around manipulated behavior, or like things that you think that you should say and not say, you will burn out so quickly, and you're going to end up attracting an audience that doesn't actually care for you and who you actually are, and you'll feel like you have to uphold this brand that's super inauthentic. So make sure that when you launch a product, you're launching something that you actually have a care for and that you actually have a mission behind. But remember that people aren't actually buying the product. They're buying into you, and then obviously the solution that your product brings to the table for them. So that's all. Happy Sunday. I'm sweating. It is so hot out here. But it was nice to sit in the grass. I will see you all tomorrow.